The Iron Throne's shadow power in Westeros, the Seven Kingdoms, a land of harsh beauty, ancient magic, and constant struggle. Power resides where men believe it resides, so said Varys, the master of whisperers. He knew perhaps better than anyone that the Game of Thrones was not won by strength alone. It was a complex dance of influence, manipulation, and yes, sometimes brute force. From the icy plains beyond the Wall to the sunny shores of Dorne, the quest for power shapes every alliance and betrayal. It drives kings mad and propels commoners to greatness. Beyond swords and spells, defining power, is it the might of armies, the cunning of spies, or perhaps the whispers of magic that truly sway the fate of nations? In Westeros, power takes many forms. There is the raw, physical power of a warrior like the Hound, capable of cleaving a man in two, yet even he bends his knee to those who hold sway over him. Then there's the political power of figures like Tywin Lannister. He commanded respect and instilled fear, not through brute strength, but through strategic brilliance and an iron grip on the kingdom's purse strings. His power lay in his ability to manipulate the system, to outmaneuver his opponents and bend them to his will. And what of magic? The Red Woman, Melisandre, wielded fire and shadow, her powers seemingly drawn from a source beyond mortal understanding. She could resurrect the dead and birth shadow assassins, yet even her magic had its limits, often blinded by her own fervent belief. Power in Westeros is a multifaceted beast. It's not enough to be strong or clever or even magical. True power lies in understanding how to use all these tools, how to weave them together to achieve your goals. The players, a Game of Thrones and influence. Consider Daenerys Targaryen, the exiled princess who rose from ashes and fire. She commanded dragons, creatures of awe and destruction, embodying a raw, primal form of power. Yet her journey also highlighted the limitations of military might. Conquering cities proved easier than ruling them. Her power, while undeniable, was often tempered by her own compassion and naivety. Then there's Littlefinger, the master manipulator who understood that knowledge is power. He thrived in the shadows, weaving intricate plots and exploiting secrets to climb the ladder of influence. He knew that true power lay in knowing what levers to pull, what whispers to plant in the right ears. Yet, his ambition ultimately proved his undoing, a reminder that even the most cunning can underestimate their opponents. Even characters like Samwell Tarly, seemingly powerless in a world of warriors and queens, held a different kind of strength. His power lay in his knowledge, his thirst for understanding, and his unwavering belief in the power of stories to shape the world. He might not have commanded armies, but his actions had the potential to alter the fate of Westeros in ways the mightiest warriors could only dream of. Section 4. Whispers of Fate, Unseen Hands and Unexpected Power. For who can truly claim to be the most powerful when fate itself seems to play a hand? The children of the forest, ancient beings of magic, shaped the very land and birthed the first White Walkers. Their power, though often unseen, resonated through the ages. And what of the Night King, the embodiment of winter and death? He commanded an army of the undead, a force that seemed unstoppable, driven by an ancient magic that defied comprehension. His power lay in fear, in the chilling inevitability he represented. These figures remind us that power in Westeros goes beyond the confines of human ambition and political maneuvering. There are forces at play far older and more enigmatic, forces capable of reshaping the world with a whisper or a chilling gust of wind. Section 5. The True Power in Westeros, a Legacy of Choice. So, who is the most powerful character in Game of Thrones? There is no easy answer, no single victor in this game. Power, as we've seen, is a fluid and ever-changing beast. It resides not just in strength or magic, but in the choices we make, the actions we take, and the legacies we leave behind. It's the quiet resilience of Sansa Stark, learning from her tormentors and emerging as a shrewd leader. It's the unwavering loyalty of Brienne of Tarth, her moral compass guiding her through a world of darkness. And yes, it's even the tragic downfall of characters like Daenerys, reminding us that power, unchecked by wisdom and compassion, can corrupt even the noblest of hearts. In the end, the most powerful character in Game of Thrones is not a single individual, but the very story itself. A story that reminds us that power is a double-edged sword, capable of both great good and terrible destruction. And it's up to each of us, in our own lives, to decide how we wield it.